Alright, so just going over the assignment, we're going to talk about the static meshes, textures, materials, lighting, and the blueprint sliding door, just to be able to show the work. Also, with the, yep, okay, lighting. Wonderful, wonderful. So we have right here what we needed to do. You got your skylight, you have the glass that you can see. You have the outcropping of this that was extended outwards. This was a little bit tricky to do. I kept going down to mesh because that's what it looked like in the video, but it wasn't quite there, and realized, okay, well, let's look through them. Saw in model, polygroup edit, as he was mentioning, and then I kept clicking on duplicate because I thought that's where he was also going. But if you want to duplicate it, it's this guy that you use. Otherwise, if you keep hitting duplicate, what I found is it actually just grabs the face itself, and that just causes issues when you try to change everything, and it doesn't. It gets messy real quick. But then you go extrude from there, and you pulled it out, and then we used the material, and we pull the poured concrete material onto there. For this guy, let's hit cancel. These guys, we just use the basic wall on all the other walls, and we grab the pillars. We duplicated the pillars to create more variety, as I showed in the video, and then also created the base pillars on their different sides. Had the wall with their textures of the brick clay, and then was able, let's move that over just a little, like that. Let's move this over just a little bit. Boom. Huzzah. You have your windows with the space. You know what we did to get those is we would go to oh man, I'm trying to remember right now. Not UVs. That's different. Oh my, I just did this too. It's Boolean. That's okay, so it is through this guy. Yeah. So you would click on here, and then on here, and then click Boolean, and then there's like a section on the top part that says AB. I guess we can just do this. This would probably be easier, actually, for example. So we select like these two guys, you click Boolean, difference B minus A, and then that changes like what it is going to be. You make sure it's positioned right, so it creates that cutout cookie. Cancel that. And then we were just able to, once we got this guy, we were able to copy it over, make it smooth. Same thing for the pillars, just spacing them as needed. You got your mirror guys added to use that, as well as your pillars, making sure they're rotated the right way so it doesn't look weird. It fits properly though. I don't know why they didn't add any here in the video or like on this side, but what the heck, it's a tutorial. I guess that's just how it is, and so we added it as they wanted. Got your marble and dry floor. I made sure to add the spheres as well for the reflection to all the different spots, so the floor looks nice and pretty, as well with the lighting. I wanted to make it a fun color, but had to keep stopping myself from being creative. So on to the next assignment. But here you got your chair, table, also mixed with the lighting from up top. Made sure to then build all levels in the lighting through different moments to make sure everything looked good. And let's go ahead and play it though, so we can just see that everything works right. Got that door, don't go through that. Your lighting, you know, your glass that you can't walk through, thankfully. And then you have your box, which you saw earlier. It opens. Once you leave the box, it then recloses, but then it'll reopen again. So that's pretty nice. And we got that. Let's take a look real quick though. So you can see the glass door. We're gonna edit glass door just so you can see the graph. I know the video has it on the Y, just with the way I started building stuff. It had it probably from just the faces I deleted. Everything was set on the X-axis, so I just had to make sure to mirror everything through that side. But I also did, from what he mentioned, where I used the auto. I don't know why it's defaulting again to the user, but I had set it to the auto, which is why it's more curved as it is, rather than more like an angle just jutting straight down. You got your 1.5, and then needed to move it to 196. You know, just the way things are, they're slightly different, so I needed to make sure that it was right. You have 696 and then moved it over appropriately, put it down to basically 500, so I had to go, instead of 200 positive, I had to make it negative 196 since it was actually decreasing rather than increasing like in the video. But as you can see, the door worked perfectly fine. Made sure the box shows up on both sides because that'd be kind of awkward. You get through one side and whoop, you're stuck. Wouldn't be a super fun experience there. Got the directional light pointing down as they wanted it to be. I'd say overall the hardest thing was making sure the blueprint for this was correct. It just, you know, it gets tricky and there's a lot of things to put together. I'm still wrapping my head around on what really means what and how to do it rather than just simply following A, B, C. But really trying to understand that, so that's something I'm actively working on improving. But yeah, had a lot of fun. Learned more about blueprints, level design, and just trying to keep things from being super boxy, which whenever I play Minecraft or other survival games, those are definitely my houses. So it's fun to learn how to spice things up a little bit more.